So much of our own story waits for us to come back and notice it. The lessons, the versions of us, the moments we were too busy to feel. Life moves fast until you choose to slow down. So take some time to revisit your childhood, old hangout spots, the places that shaped you. Suddenly your past and present feel like they're standing in the same room. You remember how you felt then, and you're able to access the wisdom and growth now. But maybe that's the whole point. Maybe honoring who you are starts with seeing all your versions at once. I've learned so much and I've grown so much in the past couple years that I didn't really have the time to truly sit down and think about everything that I've gone through and overcame, because there was always something else, something else to overcome, something else to grow into. And the process of being yourself is a hard one because you're forced to look within and no one can really do that with you. It's like a self journey that you kind of just have to dive into the deep end and learn how to give yourself grace, learn how to have a good relationship with yourself, which a lot of us don't. I was one of them. But through it, at least for me, everything that was misaligned in terms of the people I was surrounding myself with, or even just the environments that I would be around or just go to, just everything that didn't really feel right with me in the moment. It makes a lot more sense now because I truly am honoring myself, who I am, what I care about, my morals, my values, my standards, my boundaries. And it was a really, really tough process, a long one for sure. And I'm still doing it to this day, but at least as of season 1, the Honor Project, I just kind of want to share everything up to this point. That way, hopefully, it inspires some of you girls, guys, if you're watching this too, to do the same for you. This is my way of letting you guys in, I think that's something I need to work on, and hopefully this little project of mine will do it a little bit of justice, if anything. I think when we're younger, we have a lot of aspirations, not even just what we're going to be when we grow up, but all the things that we care about that we don't really share with other people. And as we grow older, I think we lose sight of that because, life gets in the way. You got to be a big girl, you got to make big girl decisions. But if you take the time to revisit the places that you grew up in, or revisit certain hobbies or activities that you used to do, I think you get reminded real quick of the things that you used to dream of, aspire towards, and it's a good thing. I think we need to do a better job of honoring ourselves, our inner child, our deepest desires, because that's something that we hold close to ourselves dearly, and no one else really knows about it except for us. So until we make that conscious decision to honor ourselves and our deepest desires, can we show up as our true selves? And I think that's a recurring theme that I've learned over the past couple of years, maybe 3, 4, 5 years. Even if it seems silly, even if no one else cares except for you, that's the whole point, because it's your relationship with yourself, and you should know yourself better than anyone else, because in doing so you can show up better because you know that you're taken care of. And I think also, as a former people pleaser, I thought that I had to be there for everyone first, but by definition everyone includes you too. And so the moment I realized that, the moment that I made that shift of okay, let me take care of myself first, let me cater to my needs first, let me make sure that my cup is full first, I was able to be so much more to the people I cared about, to the people that I wanted to serve. And I never had to sacrifice myself for other people anymore. If anything, I was able to give even more because I had more energy, I had more to give, and I knew that me, myself, I was okay and I was taken care of. So I could show up 200% as opposed to the 75% that I was painfully giving away because I didn't know how to be there for myself. Another thing that I've realized is, or not even realized, I think another thing that I've kind of been more mindful of is the fact that life is truly about the people that you spend it with. And so when I revisit these places, these places are still the same, but it was the moments that I had with the people that I had them with that truly made these parts of my little world that special, And so cherish the moments you have with the people in your life, no matter if they're there to stay for the long term or if they're just there for the season or for a few years here and there, whatever it is, a moment is still a moment in time. And I think when you are able to be present in those moments and you can reflect back on it, then you have something really cool to cherish, and I think even if the people that you had those moments with aren't in your life anymore at this point, that's okay, because for a moment in time you were able to share a moment with them, and at least for me, I will still honor them in that way, no matter how we chose different paths later on. So I also think that my younger self would be super stoked to know that I'm wearing the hijab now. This is something that I've been praying for a really, really long time. I just was super scared about what people would think. So I remember even as early as 2nd, 3rd, 4th grade, I'd be like, next year's gonna be the year, or when I go to middle school, or when I go to high school or whatever, always the next step. And I just chicken out because I would be given a leadership role, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's too many eyes on me. I don't wanna do this right now. But I think everything happens for a reason. Everything happens when it should. And although it's not when I thought I would do it, I'm really glad that I did it when I did. And you never know. Sometimes we say things and we aspire to do certain things, but we never get to it because we care too much what other people think of us, or we get in our own heads. But a lot of times, the things that we fixate on, the big goals that we have for ourselves, even if it's just for ourselves, you just gotta dive into it. You just gotta commit to the bit until it's not a bit anymore. And you just gotta remind yourself of why you started in the first place. And I think for me, that was one of the biggest things that I've done in the past couple years. And I knew it was gonna be a big change, but I still stuck it out because it was something that was important to me. And I wouldn't have it any other way. It's still definitely really hard. There's some moments I'm just like, ugh, but 10 out of 10 would recommend. The cons are second to none. The pros definitely outweigh the cons, and it's just one of those things, when you know that you gotta do something, when you know that you care about something, you will do absolutely what it takes. And I think if you can reframe the hard things in life as that, it's something that you truly love, care about, and you will do absolutely whatever it takes, then you will. If you didn't really care about it, you would have whatever excuse to not do it. So I think that's a good way to figure out whether you care about something or not. And I'm starting to learn that too, I think.
And so, the more we look back, the clearer it becomes. We've always known what mattered, we were just too distracted to see it. So take the time to slow down and be proud of how far you've come. And remember that the only way to become who you're meant to be is to honor who you already are.